Welcome to this special edition of Talkback Feedback. Along with Newscat, I'm Scott Schaffer. In the headlines tonight, Pennsylvania has eliminated all property taxes, and the city of Easton has been annexed into New Jersey. But those stories pale in comparison to the big story of this night, the story you have been wondering about all day. What will Northeastern and Central Pennsylvania do without Derek Jeter? As word came out this morning that Jeter had been recalled to New York, callers flooded our Talkback 16 lines expressing their undying love for the Yankee superstar.
How can you people put on something about a stupid ball player coming to play up in the stadium? That's not news. That's a game. Don't you understand? A game is not news.
Thank you, caller from Harding. We, too, were very interested in everything Jeter did while he was here. And Jeter Watch can report exclusively tonight that Derek Jeter spent part of his final day in our area picking up fresh produce at a local farmer's market near Wilkes-Barre. Sources tell Talkback Feedback that Jeter purchased 6 avocados, a bunch of bananas, and one very large zucchini, which he broiled over an open flame with a hint of butter and ate for lunch with a side of broccoli. You don't need us to tell you this is a significant story that you will only see here on Jeter Watch.
I'm calling about Derek Jeter. I'm not a Yankee fan. I'd rather much see a story about him than drug dealers or another killing.
Let's get to some other news now. In Harrisburg, it seems every member of the state Senate has just switched to the Bull Moose Party. Oh, but wait, this just handed to me. Oh, it seems as we speak, Derek Jeter is playing in a game. No, not a game for the Yankees, but rather a game of laser tag in Dixon City. It seems he really never left. This incredible development is something you will only see on Jeter Watch.
It's about time you give it up about Derek Jeter. Is that the only news there is? The guy's washed up. He's 40 years old. They're only using him to sell more tickets up there at the Rail Rider Stadium.
The caller from Hazleton is close, but just slightly off when it comes to Jeter's age. Derek Jeter is not 40. He is actually closer to 100. We know this because he was found inside a century-old time capsule that was buried inside a wall at the Watrous Armory in Scranton. Seems all those other news outlets that say he is from Kalamazoo, Michigan, are probably a little red-faced when confronted with this unimpeachable evidence to the contrary.
This message is for all you people talking crap about Derek Jeter and why it's big news. It's big news because he's a first-ballot Hall of Famer nearing the end of an illustrious career, and he's playing right here in Scranton. Those of you that have a problem with it, I have one question to ask you. What's the matter with you clowns?
Well, good news for the caller from Scranton. We have just learned that Derek Jeter will not be returning to the Yankees. Instead, he has signed with another team, the Dairy Queen team. Instead of moving back to New York, making millions and dating lingerie models, Derek Jeter has instead inked a 2-year contract with this Dairy Queen in Kingston. We're told he will also play shortstop for the company softball team. Quite an interesting development indeed. Remember, if you see Derek Jeter anywhere in your neighborhood, you too can call Talkback 16 at 1-800-228-WNEP, and maybe next week he will serve you an Oreo Blizzard. Welcome to Talkback Feedback. If you are a regular viewer of this happy little segment, you are aware that oftentimes we get calls from talkbackers who are criticizing us. But tonight, we begin with a call that's criticizing you.
This is actually a message for all the people that actually sit down and call Talkback 16. Here's an idea. Why don't you sit down, gather your facts, gather your thoughts, and put them on a piece of paper and read off a script before you decide to call the network and make a complete fool of yourself on television. My brother's 8-year-old kid can make more sense on this thing than half you people.
Well, not to impugn the intelligence of your nephew, but I think you're shortchanging the Talkback team just a little bit. You know, over the decades since we've opened the phone lines to you, I think our Talkback 16 callers have been among the most astute, erudite social commentators in the land. So tonight, this edition of Talkback Feedback is dedicated to you, the callers, and your insights on important issues like the government shutdown.
For all of these people who are complaining about the government shutdown, you elected them. You will continue to elect them. So just shut up. Have a good night.
The caller is right. And you have a good night, too. We did elect these folks to Congress and the White House, and now they're not getting along. but leave it to another talkbacker to find the perfect solution.
All these people that have lost their job because of the shutdown, they should take their utility bills and send them to Barletta and Tulin because they're still getting paid, but the people that lost their jobs aren't. So let Tulin and Barletta pay their bills.
The caller is right. He's obviously referencing Congressman Lou Barletta and Senator Pat Toomey. Now, in fairness to both lawmakers, they are refusing their paychecks for the duration of the shutdown. Now, Newscat, you'll recall, was furloughed for a bit because of the shutdown, and during that time, he did send his utility bills to Senator Toomey. How'd that work out for you? Well, still was worth a try, and in the end, the caller was right.
What kind of people are you up there? You cut the president off when we're in crisis to put Katie on? Boy, you people are so bad. All you people have is news, news, news every time you turn around.
The caller is right. We do produce a lot of news here on WNEP. On a regular weekday, we do more than 7 hours of local newscasts, and we couldn't do it without you.
This comment is for the gentleman, the Rhodes Scholar, who thinks people who call into Talkback should write it down first. These people are so stressed out, so frustrated with the government. Give them a break, fella. Personally, I think you sound a little mean. Oops, sorry, didn't write this down first.
The caller is right. People are stressed out about the shutdown. You know, Newscat, these calls are so good tonight, I can't wait for the next one.
I don't think Scott Schaffer should be treating the public like he just doesn't care about what they call in about. Okay, he kind of patronizes phone calls, and I think that's very disrespectful. First of all, I feel terrible that the newscast got laid off. It's terrible that he doesn't have a job. But, you know, Scott Schaffer thinks it's funny.
You too can call Talkback 16 at 1-800-228-WNEP, and maybe next week we'll give you a little feedback. Happy Thanksgiving and welcome to Talkback Feedback. You know, this is the holiday where we're all giving thanks for the good things in our life. Family, friends, good food on the table, and Talkback 16ers, they're especially thankful this year.
Isn't this new transportation bill wonderful? All financed for by working people, senior citizens, and anyone who buys gasoline. You gotta love Corbett. Stick it to the working people.
Yes, Talkback callers are particularly grateful this year because the legislature just passed a new transportation bill, and Governor Corbett signed it into law. Now every Pennsylvanian can be thankful for nice, smooth, new roads to drive on.
I'd like to know if there's any drug testing being done at our state capitol, because our governor must be really high on something if he thinks that punishing the whole state with extra taxes and everything is going to help our budget.
Sure, Governor Corbett is getting much of the credit and much of the gratitude for this historic piece of legislation, but in fairness, our hard-working lawmakers from both parties deserve just as many accolades.
I've been driving over 50 years in Pennsylvania. I've been paying gas taxes for over 50 years every time I fill up my car in Pennsylvania. I think there's some mismanagement going on here. What happened to all the money that all these people have been paying for at least 50 years like me?
Sure, there are some slight increases in certain fees and maybe a modest bump in the gasoline tax.
We're hearing about the gas tax going up, the registration going up, and that, but people don't realize the produce is going to go up, the eggs is going up, the milk is going to go up, and the beef is going to go up. And you think the governor and them give a care about us people? Hell no. I voted for you the first time. You'll never get my vote the second time.
But when it comes to smooth roads, I think we can all agree that is something to be truly thankful for.
So it goes up 20 cents, 8 cents a gallon. They got to do something with these roads because people are going to get their cars destroyed on these roads, and they ain't going to have no car to put gas in anyway, so they might as well go along with it.
See? Talkbackers agree. So on this Thanksgiving night, on behalf of Newscat and everyone here at Talkback Feedback, we say thank you to you, our callers. Without your support, not only for us, but also for our elected leaders, well, that's what helps make this Commonwealth great.
You're all calling Talkback 16 and complaining about it.
But did you call your congressman or your senator or the governor and complain about it? Calling Talkback 16 is great, but if you don't do anything else, you're just wasting your breath.
You too can call Talkback 16 at 1-800-228-WNEP, even on Thanksgiving night. And maybe next week we'll give you a little feedback. Welcome to Talkback Feedback. This is the administrative end of the building here at WNEP, where you can find the general manager and all the bosses. And we're here this week because this has been a very serious week at the news station. A very serious week indeed. One phone call, one single caller, has stirred this organization to its highest levels.
You should really demolish this Talkback 16. It's just dumb. It takes up airtime. And it's just crazy that you guys even put this on the television. I mean, give me something that's relevant to end the news, not some stupid people from around the area talking about how they feel.
Demolish Talkback? Demolish Talkback 16? Well, the gentleman from Kingston fails to grasp the severity of what it is for which he advocates. Demolish Talkback 16? Why, sir, Talkback 16 has not only been a cherished local institution in this area for decades, it is also the lone source of income for Newscat here. This is his job. We were quite certain other callers would see it our way.
There would not be a revolt if you got rid of Talkback. In fact, northeastern Pennsylvania would cheer so loud you would go deaf. I'm from northeastern Pennsylvania, and I talk to a lot of people. They're sick of it.
And that was that. Not only a second person calling for the demise of Talkback 16, but he talks to a lot of people, and they're sick of it too. Well, with that kind of unanimity, we felt we had no choice. Talkback is officially canceled. Newscat, I guess this is goodbye. Good luck, my friend. And so close to Christmas. Oh, that reminds me. We'll need that back. But without Talkback, I mean, who's going to give us credit when we break a really big story?
How stupid could you people be to say that the pharmacist dropped a bottle with a GPS tracking device? Are you idiots? Now they know to look for it.
I mean, without Talkback, we'll never know how much you appreciate our top-notch meteorologists.
My goshest, my holy goshest. Do you have to dramatize this weather forecast so drastically? Jeepers, the Weather Channel isn't even dramatizing this. It's raining, it's sleeting, it's going to snow. It's northeastern Pennsylvania.
I mean, without Talkback, well, let's just say I can't even imagine a world without Talkback.
The guy that called about the Talkback 16 being stupid and wasting time and all this and that, and the people being stupid that calls in, who's the idiot that called in? He's not any better than the ones that he's calling stupid.
Well, that could have been put a little more delicately, but the gist of that call is that Talkback is good, and that's all we needed to hear. Newscat, back to work. Talkback is back. Consider it like a Christmas present from all of us to all of you, just saying that we love you just as much as you love us.
Sick and tired of you interrupting General Hospital with news that could well wait until 4 o'clock. We're tired of it. Goodbye.
Talkback 16 is open for business at 1-800-228-WNEP. Maybe next week we'll give you a little feedback.